Hey everyone, I'm Ben.
I'm Rom.
Welcome back to the One Piece versus 4K podcast where we compare the One Piece 4Kids anime to the Funimation dub, sometimes sub, and throw in comparisons to the manga. We are back again for episode 42 from my end. The episode is titled Sanji Sizzles. Um, and we'll get into that. But before we do, what's been going on with you, Rom?
So I guess like in the world of One Piece, we actually just had the 1000th episode air
Yes, I
this
heard
past
about
week.
that.
Yeah,
The 1000 episode thing.
yeah. At the time of recording, obviously when this goes up, it'll be like a week later or something. But yeah, at the time of recording, yeah, it just aired. The 1000th episode aired. It was a little slow. The episode was like a little slow in terms of like how they were kind of dragging stuff out. But I did kind of understand it because they were kind of giving throwbacks all the way to the beginning. Actually, the theme song that they used for the 1000th episode was "We Are," which is the theme song that they used in season 1 of One Piece.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
Yeah. They actually, I think like they actually did the entire like um almost the entire intro from like the very first episode, but so basically how the intro was in the first episode, they just inserted in the updated characters, but it was like the same where like Luffy runs up like a little hill and jumps up, rather than it being like Luffy of season 1, it's like the current Luffy. And then like the ship is updated with the new ship that they use. The crew is updated too, so it was like they used the intro music, basically the intro theme of the first episode, but with updated stuff like all the new crew members that are there, new ship, and everything. But yeah, it was like a nice little throwback to the first episode, and it kind of felt like the entire episode was more of a tribute episode to the very first episode of the anime and stuff. And actually, in like basically around the time of the 1000th episode airing, they announced that there was going to be a new One Piece movie coming out. This isn't like a huge like a big thing. They do One Piece movies all the time. The recent one, One Piece Stampede, was like an insane movies. Usually, like, so actually, One Piece movies are almost always non-canon.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
think we talked about that before.
Yeah, like because they reveal like stuff that is not in the show. Like there was this one movie dedicated to this one character who is a canon character, but like the crew never meets him. Like they've never meet him, they've never seen him. So like, but they kind of make it so like stuff like that. It's like, well, what if this character does appear in the series later on? How are they gonna like deal with it? But so that's the one thing about the movie. So usually One Piece movies are non-canon, but because I don't know if Oda is the producer in all of the One Piece movies. I mean, I'm guessing he is, just because it's his source material. Um, it felt like some people were talking about how this movie was going to be partly canon. So if it is canon, that's going to be very interesting. Um, this upcoming movie is, a lot of people are guessing it's going to be about Shanks. So it'll be interesting to see when the movie comes out. So yeah, it was the 1000th episode that came out. A lot of little tributes that they did. Like Oda also gave like a congratulations to the anime production crew. Um, and also, since the last episode, a couple of chapters have kind of been dropped out. Sorry, have kind of been released. And in the manga, like right now, it's like in the middle of like the battles, like Sanji having his battle with the person he's fighting against, Zoro in his battle with the person he's fighting against. So it's kind of like they're kind of in the middle of like the battles going on, and they're juggling a lot of things going on. Like there are these there are these villains of the show that have been kind of like quiet for the most part, and they recently started to move. And there's also like another side story of like this huge thing that's happening, and there's also another. So it's like there's like five different things that's happening that's all being juggled. So it's like all of these chapters, like obviously there's like these fights that are going on, but then there's all of like at least three or four different other things that are also happening, and yeah, so it's still going on. Um, so yeah, that's kind of how the last few chapters have been. Is just going through what's been going on around the venue, around these fights. So that's kind of what's been happening. As far as when all these fights will conclude, maybe like sometime mid 2022, as ridiculous as it sounds, because this arc, this Wano arc started sometime in 2018, um, and it's still going on. Obviously, like COVID hindered that because they had to shut down. Like the release schedule went to a snail's pace at one point, and obviously, like now they're kind of relatively back. But yeah, um, I do think earliest 2022 is when this battle will end. I don't know how long the celebration is going to be after the battle. Because with One Piece, like usually after like a huge battle, like part in a story, they'll have like a big party. I don't know how long the party scenes are gonna be, so that'll be interesting. But I think 2022 is when the Wano arc will finally conclude, like mid 2022. Um, hopefully, like I I don't know if fans would be okay with him because there's also this side story going on in another part of the One Piece world, and he kind of put in little tidbits here and there. I think right now, I think people would want to really focus in on getting Wano done and then going off to that. But it'll just be something that we have to wait and see. So that's kind of been what's going on with the One Piece world. Oh, and also last week, the cast for the One Piece live action was also released. Um, they got the actor for Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Sanji, and Usopp. So yeah, they got those five people casted, and yeah, so yep, that's kind of been what's been going on with the One Piece world and stuff. So yeah, what about you? What's been going on with you?
Yeah, I had a question about the One Piece movies. Is
Yeah.
there any One Piece movies that uh just focus on like a singular character, like that don't have Luffy in it?
Oh, like the movie doesn't have Luffy in it entirely?
Yeah,
Um,
because when you're
no,
saying that they're gonna do a movie on Shanks, like I was just thinking like, what if they just did a movie with just him?
sort of, yes, sort of, no. Like, there are movies where, like, obviously, like, Luffy's like a central character in a lot of the movies, but, like, for instance, in one of the movies, 3D2Y, um, Luffy, like, so it was like two storylines uh, going on. So it's like there was the Luffy storyline where, he's having his adventure, and I guess it's technically like the focal point. But there was also this separate storyline that was with Kobe, and
Gotcha.
yeah, so Kobe was kind of having his own adventures, so they were kind of doing that. Um, but yeah, I mean, obviously, so if anything, I guess if it's going to involve Shanks, it would be the first of its kind if it was going to be purely on Shanks,
Yeah,
not Luffy.
the reason why I'm thinking that is because um, I mean they've only done it once, I think, in the Dragon Ball Z movies, but there is a Dragon Ball Z movie that is just the entire movie is just based on Goku's father. And I don't think Goku's in it. I haven't seen the movie, but I'm pretty sure Goku's not in it. Like if he's in it, he's probably just like a baby. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I just thought I just it just reminded me of that, and I was like, oh, that would be interesting if they did some like a movie that's like an origin story of like something that happens like before, like even like way back before the first episode of One Piece.
Yeah, yeah. So far of all the movies that I've seen, Luffy is like a main character, but obviously like there's like these side stories going on.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would be a first of its kind where, um, like where Luffy isn't involved. Like it's possible, there is like an adventure Luffy's going on, but also like a separate side story with Shanks.
yeah,
But I wouldn't be surprised if it was like strictly on Shanks because like yeah, just because like there's like and the reason a lot of people say it's going to be based on Shanks is like the title card that they released of the movie. One of the letters has three scar marks, which is similar to the scars that Shanks has
gotcha.
on his eyes. So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah. What about you? What's been going on with you?
Uh, not not much. I've been uh we watched the first well we watched one episode like since I last talked to you anime wise we watched well actually a couple of things we finished watching um we watched the movie which is like a sequel to the Bunny Girl Senpai anime. There's a
Mm,
movie sequel, um and a lot of people say that that movie is just like pointless and
mm.
but and I don't know. I kind of agree. I mean, like it. I mean, I guess it's worth seeing, like if you like the series. But then like kind of like at the very end of the movie, it's like there's there's no point to it. I don't know. Like something happens at the end of the movie to where you're just like, oh well, there's really no point of this movie at all. Um, but I guess it's cool that you get to see the characters again. So. We watched that, and then we started watching. We only watched the first episode of Digimon Data Squad, which is the fifth season of Digimon. And then
Okay.
yeah, and that's I mean, don't really have much of an opinion yet. It's just a weird opening episode.
Wait, is that the one where the main character, I forget, I don't know if it's Tai or Tai
Nope.
Chi, but is that the one where he like wrestles
Yes.
Agumon?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's the first episode. And I his name's not. I don't even remember the guy's name. It's not Ty. That's the dude from the first season.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So because I just remember like when I was binge watching that back in 2012 and I like when I got really into anime, which is kind of when I got into the whole anime binges. That yeah, it was like like after season 4, like the fifth season, like he's like wrestling. I think they said that they tried to go into a more anime like production, I guess, and that's when I think like a lot of people fell off.
yeah,
So
yeah, it's a really weird episode, and also too, what's weird about it? Like obviously it's not the same Agumon from season one. Um,
yeah.
but then what's also weird about it is Agumon is like huge. Like he's way bigger than the Agumon in uh the original Digimon series. So I mean, I guess if you want to get into the games and the technicalities of it, yes, there is different Digimon with different sizes. So I
Yeah.
guess it's not that weird, but it's just kind of weird seeing how big he is. Um, but yeah, we watched just that episode. We haven't gotten to any of the other. We did watch the first episode of the Cowboy Bebop live action.
Oh, nice.
It is really. I mean, I want to watch a couple other. I mean, I want to watch it all. There's not that many episodes. I think like what 10 total, I believe.
Did
Um,
they all put it out in one batch or is it week
yeah,
by
they put
week?
it all out in one batch, and that's weird. I thought they were doing some stuff on Netflix that weren't all in one batch now, but
Some things, yeah.
yeah, they put it all out at once, which I thought was kind of. I felt like they shouldn't have done that, but
Yeah.
yeah, we watched like it's weird too. Like each episode is like a different length because Like the first episode's like 100 minutes. Um,
Wow.
but I guess it makes sense because it's introducing. But like, man, it is like it is so different from the anime so far. Like the characters are the same, but they show up like every character shows up in the first episode. Well, no, I mean three of the main characters show up in the first episode, which is not the case for the anime. And then like also what's weird about it is the Cowboy Bebop movie. They included part of that into the opening, and that like some of the scenes that they like put into a different location. I don't. It is weird, man. Uh,
Do they make beef and bell peppers?
they did make beef and bell peppers. Okay, did you watch the first episode of Cowboy Bebop or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that all? Is that as far as you got?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that show starts off kind of slow, but yeah, they did make beef and bell. Well, actually, it was more like peppers and onions in this. That's all about it was. But
Yeah.
yeah, they did make that. So it's like it's weird. Like parts of the first episode are in here, but then they borrowed stuff from other episodes, and then I mean, like obviously the main bad guy in this first episode is from an episode, but I think he might be from the third episode. But then they
Yeah.
have uh I mean, you've seen her in the intro. Then they have uh Faye ends up in this episode somehow at a different part. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's weird.
Are they make like so from what I heard like the original and yeah like I plan on like watching the English dubbed anime before I watch the live action and I think I'll watch the basically I'll do what you said like
Yeah.
I'll watch the anime and then I'll watch the movie and then I'll watch the live action um but like so I know like the original like run like it was only like one season. Did they ever do like did they ever bring it back and try to do two seasons or something? Or like how many seasons of Cowboy Bebop are they
Only
gonna do in the
one.
live? Only
20.
one?
Yeah, and I think with this there's going to be two seasons. I mean,
Okay.
I think there's probably going to be two seasons of 10 episodes. Hey, maybe they'll push it to three. But I'm almost positive there's going to be a next season. Maybe the show it just gets the worst ratings ever, but I think Netflix usually gives something more than one season. Uh, and I think a lot of people will watch it. So I've heard like really mixed opinions so far. Uh,
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Some people liked it, some people like yeah.
I don't mind it being different, but just some of the things are weird. Like they gave they gave characters like a different backstory in a certain way, and I mean, I guess I could kind of see why they're doing it because it makes them a little bit more interesting. Because like I was thinking about why they might do it, um, but yeah, it's kind of weird.
Have you watched Eternals yet?
No, I haven't watched Eternals, and I also haven't seen Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is on Disney Plus. I need to watch
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Also, uh, didn't or it's coming out soon, right? The Hawkeye show.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not caught up on any of that stuff. I'm waiting for you to get caught up on Mandalorian.
Yeah,
Um,
I need to start watching the second season soon.
yeah, but
I
I
did
guess
watch Loki all the way though.
you did watch what?
Loki.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I haven't started that. The last thing I watched was what's her name?
The
Whatever
Black
the.
Widow movie?
I did see the Black Widow movie.
One Division.
WandaVision. Yeah.
You haven't watched Winter Soldier and the Falcon?
No,
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
no.
Oh, dude. I'd say out of everything, like that one was the most fun. I mean, Shang-Chi was um like I'd
Did
rate
you see Eternals?
yeah.
You thought Eternals was better than Shang-Chi.
No, I like Shang-Chi more than Eternals.
Okay, also, what is better, Eternals or Black Widow?
I haven't watched Black Widow.
Okay, I'm curious what you think of Black Widow compared to Eternals. I haven't seen Eternals and I haven't seen Shang-Chi, but I've heard from everybody that Eternals is the worst of all three of those.
It's I don't know how to say. It's just like I don't know. Maybe it's just like the action scenes that we're used to in Marvel movies. That's like it's like a little different. Because like like in almost all the Marvel movies, it's like like it's like there's like bombs going off everywhere, explosions everywhere constantly, people are flying everywhere, like it's very kind of like robotic how they like how everything feels. Obviously Iron Man's like a robot and stuff. This one, I mean, I think they really nailed how like they're like earthly features, like when one of the character flies, it's not like how it didn't feel the same as when like how Iron Man flies, because obviously Iron Man is like a robotic suit, whereas this guy is like a natural flyer. So I have to hand it to them for making the flight so smooth, but it's like earthly features, so it's not like as explosive, I guess, which is the only reason why I think a lot of people thought it was the worst. It just felt slow, I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
um as far as like the actual storytelling, I'm not gonna spoil anything when I say like, oh, this is gonna happen or that's gonna happen. It's just the feel of it is different from Marvel movies, because Marvel movies, it's usually like there's usually some like explosive like robotic element to it, whereas this one, I gotta give them props for making it very earth like. um if that makes sense what I say, when it's like it's way more like smooth how they like do some of the choreography in the movie, which is why I think people didn't think of it as the same as other Marvel movies.
yeah, I gotcha. Well, I mean, speaking of Marvel movies, I don't think I mentioned on this podcast, I did see, I mean, technically not Marvel, but technically yes. I did see Venom 2.
Oh, nice. I haven't watched it yet, but how was it?
Good. Did you see the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't like it as much as the first one. I really liked the first one. I watched the first one like 3 times for some reason. I just really enjoyed it. It wasn't as good as the first one, but it was still enjoyable. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. And the ending of like there is a scene at like an after credit scene that will probably shock you when you see it.
Okay, I'll have to like check it out.
Yeah,
I just when is Spider-Man gonna come out? Spider-Man's gonna come out pretty soon,
next
isn't it?
month. So
Yeah, I'm
we're
looking
really
forward to.
close to that. And have you seen any of the have you seen any of the spoiler images?
I haven't seen any of the spoiler
Did you see the
images,
last
but
trailer though?
I did see it, yeah.
Yeah. Hey man, that looks really interesting. I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to seeing Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man of this movie. Like
He
supposedly,
he has to be in it. Like
yeah,
imagine how pissed people would be if they only got the villains. I mean, they're putting freaking Jamie Foxx from the Andrew Garfield movie back in here.
yeah, I know. Like, I hope they give like Andrew Garfield Spider-Man a better send-off than just like firing him because he didn't show up at a thing.
Yeah.
Like you heard like how like Andrew Garfield got fired from Spider-Man, right?
No.
I don't know if it was like a collection of things that happened, but
I
it
think
was,
it
I don't
had
know.
to have been a collection because that second movie did not do that well, did it?
I mean, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man was definitely not as loved as Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
No, it was.
Um
Then that second movie was awful to me.
yeah. I think a lot of people hated that he wasn't able to save her
Yeah.
in that final scene. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it had to have been a collection of things, cuz I think the final straw was apparently like he was supposed to, I don't know if that was going to be the place where they were going to announce that he was going to be part of the, I guess, Marvel universe, or maybe like the announcement of the next Spider-Man movie or something. I mean, this is all rumors, but the rumors was supposedly that like he was like a little, I don't know, I think like he was like a little depressed because I think he and his girlfriend at the time, Emma Stone, like just broke up, so he's kind of feeling a certain way, and like he couldn't make it to like an event, and I think that was kind of the final straw. And they like cut him loose, and obviously like it kind of collided right around the time that I think Marvel and Spider-Man were kind of like teaming up to have Spider-Man come into the Marvelverse. So
Mhm.
yeah,
So are you saying that even Emma Stone was pissed that he didn't save her?
yeah, basically. Yeah, so yeah, I do hope they give Andrew Garfield Spider-Man a better send-off than just like
It,
firing him.
it would be
Um,
nice. It would be nice, but at the same time, I care more about Tobey Maguire. I feel
yeah, I
like he
definitely
didn't
want to
give
see both
proper
of
send
them.
off because that fourth
Yeah.
movie was supposed to happen and just never did.
Yeah, so hopefully like they give him and Andrew's Spider-Man a better
What if
send-off.
they just what if they just kill Andrew Garfield at the very beginning?
Hey, yeah, at least it's a conclusion. Then, you know,
Yeah,
at least there's like it's like obviously like me and you were like little kids in the 90s, so we don't know how the Flash series ended in the 90s, but a lot of people said that like the I don't know if you have seen it yet, but like the is it Chaos in Multi Worlds?
I still haven't seen that, man.
Colossal? I don't know.
You're saying that
Um
ends the Flash show from the 90s?
they give him like they do like a little tribute to the Flash. Like so basically, should I tell you the spoilers for what
No,
happened in
no, I want to get to it.
Crisis? Okay, well,
5-year-old spoilers at this point, but I don't want to hear them.
I don't know if it's 5 years old. It is definitely like a year or two though, um, since it aired because like dude, I don't know what it is. Like I think after Crisis, it was Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah,
After Crisis, I watched maybe like one or two episodes of Flash, and I just stopped watching all the DC TV shows. Um, but like in Crisis, like they do like give like a flashback to some of the 90s Flash to kind of have like a good send off for that version of Flash.
interesting.
Yeah. So, if they do something like that with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, that'd be great too.
I mean, everyone's saying that they need to play that Nickelback Hero song, and I agree.
Yeah. Did
Um,
you see did you see the Kid Rock music video?
no, what does this have to do with Spider-Man? Is Spider-Man in it?
Yeah. It was just you mentioned
Nickelback, and you
Nickelback.
thought of Kid Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um
both rock artists that somehow turned country. Uh,
I don't know what kind of genre this music video is. It's like the music video is so dumb and like
I heard that he's trying to go back to rap now, but that's what I heard. I
did
haven't
he
seen the
ever
video.
in rap?
He used to rap.
Wow. Um, I mean, I guess this could be perceived as rap, I guess. I don't know what genre it was because it felt like he was trying to rap. It literally did. Like it felt
Well,
like
then
he was
he's
trying
probably
to
trying to
rap.
go back to his roots, like when he first started off, he was a rapper.
Wow, I have no idea. I thought he was always in rock.
Nope.
Um,
Yeah, it makes no sense because of his name, I know, but
I mean, like, yeah, there's that, but isn't he also like 70 something now?
I have
Or
no
let's see.
clue how old that dude is. I don't think that dude is not
Oh,
70 years old.
wow, he's 50 years old.
Yeah, he's just drank way too much, I guess, and gotten into too many bar fights in
Wow.
Waffle House in Georgia, literally. Uh,
He's
uh,
younger than Jimmy Kimmel, even though he looks like 20 years older than Jimmy Kimmel, man. My goodness, he's old. No, he looks older than he is.
I'll watch that music video after this, and I'll give you my opinion. Um, yeah, I guess let's get into this episode. Who in the hell knew that we would end up talking about Kid Rock? Uh,
Yeah.
but that's funny. Okay, so this episode opens up with Luffy on top of the gallows. Someone in the crowd refers to it as the Doom Tower, which I thought was kind of funny. Uh, then we hear an announcement that the Rogue Town cook-off will start in 1 hour as Sanji stumbles upon a fish market. Sanji talks with the fisherman about some of the fish, and the fisherman tries to sell him some of the fish from the West Blue. He then tells Sanji the Grand Line gets fishes from all seas. Sometimes magic currents in those waters bring the fishes to their shores. All of a sudden, there's a crowd gathered around a huge fish that someone just caught. They refer to it as the Titanic tuna, which is native to the South Blue. Sanji is shocked and remembers himself as a kid, stating that someday he was going to cook it. Sanji then asks to buy it, and they tell him he must enter the competition to win the tuna. He decides to sign up for the contest to win the fish. Nami then appears in the crowd, curious as to what's going on, as Carmen shows up and claims that the fish is hers, and says she's the best from the East Blue Sea. Is this how part of one of your episodes is? I guess
Yeah, this is part of. So wait, what did Nami say?
she she doesn't say anything. She just appears in the crowd, and she's curious about what's going on. You just see her in the
Okay.
crowd.
Oh, okay.
Carmen shows up and claims that the fish is hers and says that she's the best from the East Blue Sea. I might have said Nami.
Okay. So, yeah. So this is actually part of episode 51, which is titled "Fiery Cook Battle: Sanji versus the Beautiful Chef." Um, but the thing is, so like, where he approaches the fish, um, where the guy tells them, "Oh, it's for the competition." None of that is like in this is in the manga. Like, none of that happens in the manga. Like, Sanji just buys the fish.
Wait, but how? I thought he didn't have any money.
No, I mean, like, I don't know, like, in the manga, like, there is no competition, cooking
Gotcha. Yeah.
competition there.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but in the anime, yeah, this does happen where he goes and he sees this fish and he wants to buy. Yeah, he sees the fish and he wants it. And they're like, "This is the grand prize for the." Well, he goes into a fish market and then he starts to talk about like the different fish, and the guy's like, "Oh, looks like you know your way around fish." And then he goes and shows him this fish, and he's like, "I want to buy this," and he's like, "Well, no, you can't buy it. This is the top prize for the cooking competition." Um, and yeah, and yeah, that you see that girl. Yeah, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So Sanji then comes up to her and tries to kiss her hand before being beaten with a frying pan by one of the assistants. Or actually, no. I think. Wait. This one of the assistants beat him up. It happened
He
so
doesn't beat
fast. I
him up,
thought
but he just
she
knocks him in the
actually
face.
hit.
Yeah,
I thought it was she hits him with the frying pan.
yeah. He does get hit in the frying pan before he can even kiss, though. Yeah,
But it's Carmen that hits him, right? I can't
yeah,
remember.
yeah,
Okay, I got confused
yeah,
because
yeah.
later on someone else hits him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Nami then discovers that Sanji's there, and Usopp says, "Of course, wherever there's an offended girl, Sanji is near," which I found funny. Sanji then runs towards Nami and calls her his one true love and asks if she's there to cheer. Sanji then asks where Usopp came from, and he says, "Maybe if I had a dress on, you would notice me." The announcer then introduces the judges and says they have not eaten a meal for 3 days. I don't know if he's being serious or if that's just a joke, but it could be either, to be honest. Um,
I'm pretty sure it's a joke, but yeah.
yeah. They then cycle through some of the chefs entering the contests. Sanji then ensures them that he will own these guys and pretty soon the tuna as well. All of a sudden, okay, this is weird. All of a sudden, this like banger of a song comes on, and it's like there's like some guy in the background singing in English about cooking all night and holding that spatula proudly. It's like this like really like nice like rock song going on in the background. I think it's like an original Four Kids like song, and I need to find this song. Like I think you need to watch this episode just for this song. It is a really good song, and it just comes out of nowhere.
Dude, I recently, like, I don't know when I said, but like I did see like the intro music for the Four Kids, and like, man, it the rap song is hilarious,
Oh yeah.
especially the part with Luffy. Like, it's hilarious.
Yeah, yeah, but this is a really good song. Like I need to try to find this song on YouTube. If it's not on there, I'm gonna probably upload this clip, and then it's probably gonna get taken down. And you know, don't worry, I won't upload it on this channel. Um,
Yeah, we don't want any.
um, but yeah, so is there a song at this part like the like while there's cooking in yours?
I don't think so. I think it's just like a regular cooking competition. They
Okay.
quickly go into the cooking show, and like it starts to go up and up. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So like, there's a song like what it's like a song like that's like a montage of like the people cooking and like losing the competition and everything. Um,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
After the song ends, we realize that we've reached the finals. As Usopp says, the crowd is eating this up, to which Nami replies they wish. Of course, the battle is between Carmen and Sanji. Carmen begins preparing her final dish. I mean, there's multiple dishes that they prepare. The one that she works on, though, is a soup with carrots that we see her working on. She slices the carrots up in a fancy way. Sanji then begins slicing up some fish, and they refer to them as fish sticks, which I'm just like, what? Why would he be making fish sticks? We then see Sanji mix in some eggs, and then he inches towards the potatoes like he's going to pick them up, only to pick up an onion. Uh, and it's funny because they're like, "Oh, is he going for the potatoes? He's going for a potato. Oh no, he's going for an onion." And then you see him like slicing up an onion. And I was that in yours, or was that just some stupid joke that they made?
I think that was like a four kids thing.
Yeah, yeah, it was like a stupid like. But was he ever like? Did it ever like show him trying to go for potatoes?
Yeah, yeah, I think he usually cooks with potatoes.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's funny. They never showed him chopping up potatoes. They just like it was um like a psych type moment. It was weird. So in the meantime, he's thinking about how rare the fish is and how he wants to win the prize. He begins thinking of the area in the Grand Line called the Great Blue, where all the fishes converge. He then
Hmm.
sees we then see Carmen setting her plates as Sanji throws some food in the air and catches it on a plate. They both lay forth a entire entree of dishes. The announcers begin to announce that the winner is Sanji, but before they can say his name, she walks up and says, "I dance better, I dress better, and I'm even better looking than him. Can someone explain how this loser is such a great cook?" She then says, "You've won fair and square." And Sanji says, "Well, can you give me a big fat smooch?" At this point, one of her assistants, the shorter one, slams him with the frying pan, and Sanji says, "What's with these guys?" And Carmen says that she once dated that guy a few years ago, and he's still jealous. Um, the announcer then says, "Let's hear it for Sanji." And in the next scene, we see Usopp and Sanji hauling off the huge tuna towards the ship.
Oh wow. Do they show the clip of her in the cruise ship?
Of who? Carmen?
Yeah.
No.
Oh man, because like so what happens in mine is that yeah, like the announcer is about to announce Sanji and she stops him and she talks about how like she's been traveling around all on the East Blue. Like she recalls about how like people say that she was kind of faking about how she was like part of the crew only to trigger people to like chant. I don't know, like something about her making up that she was from the ship or something. But it turns out, at least, I mean, this is completely filler. None of this is happening. But in the episode, um Sanji, she actually says that she's been like trying to, I don't know if chase after Sanji is the word to say it, but like she's always respected Sanji as like a great cook. And you flash back to when like she also worked at the cruise ship Sanji was in, and
Oh, wow.
so she actually did work at the cruise ship that Sanji was in before all that happened with Zeph and
Interesting.
crew. So they actually do a little like mini flashback into that before they announce that Sanji is the winner and he wins the fish and stuff. Wow. I mean, granted, like again, like all filler. None of this actually happens in the manga, but yeah,
It's all right. They're gonna be
yeah, they,
they're gonna
yeah,
be reintroducing Carmen after episode 1,000. Uh,
yeah, right.
yeah.
But yeah, wow. No, like it wasn't. I don't know why they cut that part out because like it's not like it's like
Well, they
I
probably
don't know.
cut it out because they're combining episodes here. I'm
Yeah, I
guessing.
guess there's that. I was wondering if it was one of those like child labor things that they don't want to show, I guess.
No,
I'm not
it's not
sure.
that because like Sanji was cooking from a young age.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I guess yeah. Yeah, so
yeah,
yeah, they could, I mean they could have left it in. It would have just been like a quick thing, but yeah. But yeah, so he wins the fish and they carry it out. So yeah, I mean yeah, he goes for the kiss and he gets smacked in the face with the thing, but yeah.
yeah. Um, Yeah, so then Nami notices that some clouds are coming in. She believes something wrong is coming. Luffy is then seen on top of the gallows as a Navy officer from below screams for him to get down. Luffy tells the guy to come up and they can watch the sunset. He's pissed off, but all of a sudden, that cowboy hat woman shows up and slaps him and says she's been looking for him for a long time. Luffy doesn't recognize her, and she says, "How could you forget this beautiful face of hers?" She says, Luffy is going to make her cry. Everyone in the crowd then asks if she needs some tissue. She says no, she prefers strong men, or stretchy men for that matter. Luffy then asks who she is as more officers come and try to arrest her for assaulting the other officer. She then asks them to cut her a break, stares into their eyes, and they decide to give her a warning. We then realize at this moment, as one of the officers says to her, calls her by name Alvida, that it is in fact Alvida. And big shocking moment here. Then Luffy thinks back to how big she was and asks, "Are you sure you're Alvida, or are you half of her instead?" She then reveals that she's eaten a cursed fruit and changed. She reveals that the cursed fruit's name is the slip fruit, and that it makes her skin super slippery, so any attacks slide right off, and it also made her pretty.
Did she say that the difference between then and now was that she lost her freckles?
No, she didn't mention anything about losing her freckles.
Okay. Did she, when she exposed herself as Alvida, was she only wearing a bra and like a coat?
She did
Like,
flash.
was
She
her
did flash a
stomach
bra.
exposed?
Yes, you saw her stomach.
Oh wow. I thought that was gonna be something that they like put like a shirt on her or
Yeah,
something. And
strangely they didn't. They
wow.
really wanted to show the sex appeal of her.
Yeah, and I think it's also because of something that happens later on in the episode. Yeah, so a lot of it is the same. Uh Luffy doesn't recognize who she is. And then she talks about how like she remembers when she got hit by Luffy and some people are angry and he's like, "When did I hit you?" And then yeah, it was revealed that it's Alvida and then and then she tells him about Luffy's like, "Oh, wow, you're Alvida." And she mentions how like um she lost like how Luffy would probably notice how she lost her freckles and Luffy's like, "That's not what I what you lost that I don't recall you for." So yeah, yeah, that's what it is. And yeah, she does say stuff about how she wants Luffy, and how like she's attracted, how she's really attracted to him and attracted to like a strong man, that Luffy is and stuff, and how Luffy punching her really, I don't know, it got her attracted to Luffy.
Gotcha. This is Does she refer to the cursed fruit as a slip fruit?
I think it is something like I forget what it is, but I do think it is something like slip fruit,
Okay.
where everything just like slips off of her.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, she then says that she decides that with a brand new body, she'd take a brand new start at finding him, and then says, "So did this guy," as Buggy rips off his robes to reveal he's back to get revenge on Luffy as well. Luffy says he can't remember this guy either. He says, "Is it Bugs? Bugsy? Oh, wait, it's Bugger. Oh, no, it's Bogger the Clod, right?" And I think
Yeah.
that's kind of like uh, what's that clown's name? Uh, I don't know. There's a clown named something. Anyway, he just says Bogger the Clod. I think it's a reference to something, at least in the 4 Kids version. Uh, but yeah, Buggy is then pissed and starts screaming, and the crowd says it should be he should be called Buggy Bad Breath. Buggy then says the circus has entered the town and they aren't leaving anytime soon. Luffy then asks how he's doing as another man, Kabaji, jumps up and slams a piece of wood used in a guillotine over Luffy's head as he lands on top of the gallows. Luffy asks what it is as he reveals it's Buggy's brand of justice. Buggy then says Gold Roger's fate will soon be Luffy's. Only difference is Gold became king of the pirates first. We then see Zolo trying to find the rest of the crew, informing them that he's lost Luffy, and if only they had gotten him a leash. Zolo then reveals that he has a weird feeling like he's gotten himself into trouble. All of a sudden, people run by them screaming, "Crazy clown!" and they realize that Buggy is in town. We then see an officer informing Chaser that Buggy and Alvida have shown up, as well as Luffy in town square. Chaser says that they have a lot of nerve and tells them to first send a division out to sea and second surround the square. He tells them to destroy each and every one of their ships. And is this pretty much the same for you?
Um, for the most part, yeah, he says something about buggy, bogey, buggy, and then buggy's like it's buggy. Um, and yeah, so Kabaji falls on top of him with the little plank guillotine thing to get on top of Luffy to grab his arm and head and other hands and stuff. And then yeah, one of the Marines goes and tells Smoker about how like the buggy pirates Alvida are all there. The people in the crowd, I don't know why they mention about how like Buggy being smelly or stuff. They all just like get worried because there's pirates everywhere or something like that. Um, they're all like pirates. There's pirates here, and then they start panicking and stuff. And then Buggy's crew surrounds them and points guns at them and stuff to get them to like not like basically to keep them in control. Um, and yeah, that's what happens. So here's the thing: this is actually canon. Like all of the stuff with the with the duel that was obviously cut from Four Kids, the cooking competition that was also cut from Four Kids, as well as the military base, marine base thing that happened with Zoro. All of that like is all filler. Like this doesn't actually happen in the manga. Luffy, this is actually the first time like Caesar, not Caesar, um, that Captain Smoker, like this is the first time that he's actually coming face to face with Luffy. Like, um, yeah, this is actually the
Oh,
first
in
time
the
it happened.
manga?
Yeah,
Okay,
and he notices, that the crowd is all there, so he tells everyone to calm down. We'll go surround them. So yeah, this is actually canon. What's happening right here? All that stuff didn't happen. It's just Luffy gets there, gets on top, and then Kabaji gets him, and yeah. So this is we're back on track with the manga. But yeah.
gotcha. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so at this point, a member of the crowd near Usopp and crew says that he's glad he's not the Straw Hat guy and that heads are going to roll literally, also alluding to the guillotine, which is kind of dark, but I mean, they don't say that, they don't specifically mention it, they just hint around it. Um, they realize they then need to help him and they better hurry. Sanji and Zolo run off towards, trying to find Luffy as Nami and Usopp are left with the fish, and they need to head back to protect the ship from the storm that is brewing, or whatever that black smoke that is coming into the clouds. Uh, we then see Chaser looking upon a balcony with Toshigi by his side. Officer asks if they should attack now, and Chaser informs them to wait and let them waste their energy on each other first. Buggy then charges Luffy with being guilty of ticking him off and says, "Prepare to face your sentence." Luffy then says, "How cool, they look like ants from up here," and Buggy asks if he has any last words. Luffy then screams, "Wait, this is real?" As Buggy says, "Well, this is no joke, although I will get a big laugh out of it." And the episode ends with the Navy crew running towards the ship as Nami tells Usopp to hurry up before the Navy arrives.
Oh, and did Sanji and Zoro just arrive at the town square?
They might arrive there. I didn't notice that. I don't think they had gotten there yet. I don't think it shows that.
Okay. Actually, this is. Oh, does Luffy? So does Luffy say any last words or something?
No, he just says he says ask him if he has any words, and Luffy just says, "Wait, is this is real?" And then Buggy
Oh,
says, "Well, this is no joke."
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So actually, that sequence, that kind of wording is a little different. So yeah, Luffy. And so everybody talks about like an execution and stuff, and then Luffy looks down, and Luffy's like, "Oh, cool! I've never seen an execution happen in person before." And then Buggy's like, "Oh yeah, you're the person gonna get
Oh,
executed." And then Luffy points at me. He's like, "I'm the one getting executed. Are you serious?" And then Buggy's like, "Of course I'm serious." Uh, and um, and then yeah, I guess that's the dialogue, not this whole thing about them looking like ants. Um, but yeah, I mean, as far as like yeah, Nami and Usopp carrying the fish back to the ship, that's all canon. Like obviously the competition that happened, they just buy the fish
yeah,
and they're taking it back. And yeah, Nami talks about how like all these storm clouds are coming in quick, temperatures dropping rapidly. There's gonna be a huge storm, and they need to get back to the ship as quickly as possible. So yeah, that's not where this episode ends actually. Um, the
okay.
the
So I
episode
guess part of the
continues.
next episode will cover it.
Yeah, like he's like we're like midway through episode 52, um, in terms of where your episode ends because I mean we're pretty much close to the end of Log Town. Obviously, I have an episode and a half left in my end, and you have one more episode left. So
Yep.
yeah. Next episode, ooh, we're gonna see. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything, but yeah. Um, wow. So they just kind of ended it halfway in episode 52. So yeah, I guess like I'll just say it in the Funimation dub. The episodes are 50, all of 51 and part of 52. Title of episode 51 is Fiery Cooking Battle, Sanji versus the Beautiful Chef. In episode 52, Buggy's Revenge, the man who smiles on the execution platform. And obviously, we'll find out more about that at the end of when we talk about this episode next time. But yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's interesting. I do want to say before we end this out, in this episode, that I gotta say the cooking competition in this episode been the best filler for me so far. I really enjoyed it. I'm not
Mm.
even joking. I did enjoy it, and also if you're listening to this episode whenever, you need to go seek out that song or just watch the Four Kids version of this episode because that's a really good song. I'm gonna be looking for it after this. But yeah, that's it from my end. I guess we will see you guys in a couple weeks here for the final conclusion to season one of One Piece for Kids versus the Funimation.
Yep.
Alrighty, later everyone.
All right. Cool. Later.